Hello, my name is Leticia and today I will talk about inclusive childcare for children with disabilities. I chose this topic because I want to become a teacher and I want to create a classroom where every child feels welcomed, respected, and supported. I believe that learning from professionals and families will help me become a better educator. The aspect of inclusion I chose is creating inclusive environments that respected each child's individual needs. For my interview, I chose my friend Julia from Brazil. She is a psychologist specialized in behavior analysis. I interviewed her because she works with children with disabilities and I want to learn more about how psychologists collaborate with parents and schools. I believe this knowledge will help me in my future career as a teacher. Before the interview, I already had some experience work with children with disabilities in an inclusive school. The experience taught me that inclusion is much more than having children in the same classroom. It requires teamwork among teachers, parents, psychologists, therapists, and everyone involved in the child's life. One of the most important things I learned was that every child has different needs, so support should always be individualized. Julia also explained that parents play an essential role in children's development. When families, teachers, and professionals communicate and work together, children receive more consistent support and have better opportunities to learn and grow. This interview helped me understand that inclusion depends on collaboration, communication, and respect for each child's unique abilities. The first course material I used was an article about family support for people with disabilities. The article explains that families are one of the most important sources of support throughout a person's life. It also emphasized that children benefit with families, schools, and professionals work together. This supports what I learned during my interview because both emphasize the importance of collaboration. The other resource I used is Universal Design for Learning, or UDL. UDL encourages teachers to plan lessons that are flexible and accessible from the beginning, so all children can participate and learn together. Instead of adapting activities only after a problem happens, UDL helps teachers design learning experiences that meet the needs of different learners from the start. I think this is an important strategy for creating an inclusive classroom. My third resource discusses how caring for a child with disability affects the entire family. The article explains that parents and caregivers may experience stress and emotional challenges. Because of this, professionals should support not only the child but also the family. And this reminds me that teachers should build positive relationships with families and understand their experiences. I also include the IDEA and Individuals with Disability Education Act because it provides a legal foundation for inclusive education in the United States. It emphasizes that children with disability have the right to receive appropriate educational services and to learn with their peers whenever possible. Through my interview and the researches, I learned that inclusion is about making every child feel like they belong in the classroom. Equity means understanding that every child has different needs and provide individualized support instead of treating everyone exactly the same. And access means removing barriers so all children can participate in learning. and the idea of a IDEA protects the children's educational rights, and universal design for learning gives teachers practical strategies to make learning accessible for everyone. Together, these resources help me understand that creating an inclusive classroom requires collaboration, thoughtful planning, and a commitment to meeting each child's needs. After completing this project, I realized there is still a lot to learn. I want to better understand how teachers can use universal design for learning and other inclusive strategies to supporting children with different disabilities in the classroom. I also would like to learn more about how teachers can adapt classroom activities to meet the needs of the children with disabilities while promoting inclusion for all students. I plan to continue learning by reading research, using reliable educational resources, and learning from experienced teachers and other professionals. As a future teacher, I believe it's important to continue growing so I can create an inclusive, equitable, and accessible learning environment for every children. My question, it's something that I want to explore more and understand better, because I had experience working in classrooms with children with disability, and I just experienced how difficult can be for the teacher to give attention to all students and give them the support they need. So I just want to know, how can teachers balance the needs of children with disabilities while supporting the whole class? In conclusion, this project helped me better understand that inclusion is more than allowing children with disabilities to be in the classroom. It means creating an environment where every child feels welcomed, respected, and supported. I also learned that equity means providing each child with the support they need, and access means removing barriers so every child can participate and learn. As a future teacher, I hope to apply these principles to create an inclusive classroom where every child has the opportunity to succeed. Thank you for listening, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. And I just want to say sorry about my English. It's just not my first language, and sometimes I just mess it up with some words, but I hope everyone can understand. Thank you.